He's one of the handful of guys still on the roster from the 21 game there. What what are your memories of it? What stands out to you, and how you guys got that win a couple of years ago?
Yeah, 100%. I think going into that game, they were really good. They have a lot of talent on that roster, just like they always do. And so, just kind of the same thing with our team. We do have talent, and going out there and just playing the brand of football that we like. Last game, obviously the key to our success in 21 was running the ball, and that's something we're going to replicate on Saturday, and something that we're big on over here. So.
You're obviously really close with Dylan. After he has those 2 turnovers, you can tell he's kind of hardened himself. How did you keep him kind of lifted up this week?
Yeah, 100%. He does the same thing for me when I drop a pass or mess up, because everybody messes up, and I think the biggest thing for him is just reminding him who he is. He's the best in the nation. He plays like it, and when he's himself, like, no one can stop him. So just remind him of who he is and all the work we've put in. And he's a guy who snaps back. He's a veteran. He's done it. He's been there. So for him, it's pretty easy for a guy like that with the mentality and the time he's been able to do that before. So.
How much does experience playing in big games like this help an offense? And because a lot of these guys on this team, whether it be here or other schools, have played in maybe not 2 versus 3, but marquee games that mean a lot.
Yeah, 100%. I think you come to places like Oregon or where a lot of these guys have came from to play in games like this, and having the experience that we have on the offense and the defense, I think it just makes us comfortable. We're going to know it's going to be loud. Stuff's going to go wrong on Saturday, and just knowing how to respond to that. So I think having those guys have that experience and not folding when stuff goes wrong, or there's going to be highs and there's going to be lows. It's a roller coaster, especially in big games when you're playing a good team.
Always about chipping on the edge in particular. What makes their edges, what makes JTT and Sawyer unique, and would you compare them to anybody you've faced in your career, whether it be the Washington guys? Utah's had some pretty good edges before. Anybody comparable, or what makes them unique specifically?
Yeah, they're elite athletes. They're really strong. They come off the edge. They have good pass rush moves. I think that's kind of where they make their money, but they're good at getting off blocks, and that's what they get paid to do, at the edge position. We played a lot of good edges. Honestly, I compare them to the guys we have. You guys got like Mateo, who are elite pass rushers, Tatum, Jordan Birch. Those guys are the best that we practice against every day. So, it's nothing new to us when there's good players across the line.
A lot of chatter this year, obviously, about you guys' wideouts, plenty of that going on, but you've been pretty explosive yourself. I think you're leading the team in yards per catch for guys that have like at least 10 catches. So have you been able to generate those explosive plays yourself? And do you see that, becoming a factor this weekend?
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, it's my guys down the field blocking for me. When I catch the ball, I'm going to try to make the first guy miss, and then the other guys are turning up and bodying up. So, it's easy to have explosive plays when people are blocking downfield for you. So I give all the credit to the wide receivers that are, explosive players, but they're putting their nose on somebody for everybody. So I think that's kind of been the success of myself. And then, working in certain things with Dylan, and I think he's done a great job of putting me in great positions, and the coaches. So really just the other guys.
Walk me through, though, what's in your head when you get a screen pass and you look up. Obviously, you probably saw good things, but 62 yards of space. Yeah. What's kind of going through your head? Because not all that often you get those opportunities to have that much space in front.
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, the first thing I see is I'm trying to go score.
Yeah.
But, I saw, I think it's Poncho out there, and I had to slow down a little bit, let him get the block. I didn't want to outrun him. There was one earlier in the year, actually, that I kind of probably was going too fast and outran a block. So I just learned from that and just kind of, hitting the brake a little bit, waiting for the blocks, and then reaccelerate.
With the way that play was drawn up, when do you know, Terrance, that that's going to be there? Like, do you know pre-snap because of the read? I'm not getting into details on camera, but do you know, based on what you're seeing pre-snap there, that this is going to be there for the taking?
Yeah, so they were in the best defense possible for that call. So hats off to the coaches for calling it when they did. We get out there and you see the defense they're in, and we get to an empty look like that. It's just a perfect opportunity for the screen as long as everybody runs off and does their job blocking, and they did. So it played out perfect.
Jeff talked a little yesterday about games like this and playing for something special had something to do with his decision to come back. And obviously, I'm not saying you chose to come back specifically for Saturday, but this opportunity, these kind of things, did that go into your decision too, of wanting to be involved in big moments and big games and play for something?
Yeah, I definitely think so. The biggest reason I came back is, I leaned on it, prayed about it, and a big decision was like, I wanted to play to win something that's worth winning, and big games like that are like the staples of seasons that have where you win like that, so games like this, and then further on down the season, there's going to be big games, and I wanted to come back to playing those games. I want to play against the NFL competition, and that's one of the best rise to the top. So.
You've got several of those players at that caliber in the secondary as well, particularly at the safety spot. What do you see from whether it's 6, 8, 2, all of them are at that caliber? What do you see from those guys that make them unique in that way?
Yeah, they're all good athletes in the back end, and they're all good in their technique. They execute the calls they're supposed to, and they're good in hands in coverage. I think the biggest thing with them, they use their hands in coverage, which is a big piece, and so they're just really good athletes, and they do what they're supposed to. So
is that how they've been able to, as a defense, limit no 30-yard passes so far? Is just how physical they are in coverage is a big part of it.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think also how they're calling their defense helps out. They got a bunch of good athletes, good players, and they kind of keep everything in front of them and rally and make plays.
So many pieces of this offense, different ways to push the ball down the field. When all things are clicking on all cylinders, how much fun is it to be a part of this group and be scoring points out there?
Man, it's super fun. I think the biggest thing is you got all those guys who are explosive, and like I said before, I think my favorite part about it is when you guys got Tez out there blocking his butt off for people like me catching the ball, or Stu or Trayshawn, and then it's opposite when they catch the ball. So I think it's really just the love for everybody in that room, and it's fun, man. It's the best offense I've been a part of, and you got so many explosive players across the board. I think it's almost like a video game out there for us. We got all these good players, and you just pick whoever you want to throw the ball to. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, when you have that many weapons, is there any unique plays you guys are drawing up, or any sort of new looks this week that you're trying to get them involved in new ways?
Coach Stein does a great job of kind of spreading the ball everywhere. Same with Dylan. He's the commander of everything, and he's the one dishing out the rock. So there's definitely ways that you get I think a big thing Stein does a great job of is just getting the ball to playmakers in space, and he's really conscious about doing that and getting it to the people he needs to get the ball to, and making sure that they have their touches, because everyone has the chance to be a home run player every time they touch the ball.